bro. Watch this. This the oldest cross in Africa, what I'm about to show you. Here you go right here. Can't nobody say Christianity ain't come from Africa. Look right here. You see this? This a African Christ right here. Look at here. But see, when people look at this, they don't get it. This is all a symbol to show you these people would look at here. This right here represents some technology that they had in Africa. And when they say a man died on the cross, death to them wasn't die, what we think of death, bro. It was simply leaving the body, right? It wasn't even a word called death. It was like beaming up, beam me up, Scotty, or, you know, transporting it, you know. But you see this look like a cross, going to put the death on the cross, meaning when they put this cross on you, when you carry the cross, you achieve immortality. Why did Jesus carry the cross? To achieve immortality. Why do we see all of these pictures of Jesus with a big ass cross on his head? What that mean? Like, watch this. I remember coming up in the church, right? I used to see these all the time. You see that big cross behind Jesus' head. Let me see if I can find it. I forgot. But, you know, here it is right here. This one here. This one here. You'd be like, why Christ got this big old, you know, and it's right at his pineal gland is where the cross would intersect. And you realize, okay, this is some kind of technology, just like the Holy Grail. You say, why Jesus wearing that cup on his head? Well, it means immortality, right? So they want us to believe in fairy tales so they can hide ancient technology. But we smarter than that over here. But this is something that I'm saying about Elon. Everything that's happening in government right now, I think it's a script that AI right now, and that the people on stage got the chip in their head, and that AI exercising its will through everyone it possessed. These are ancient people that, yeah.
And Sanchez tell them, because remember, those technological gods, when you analyze the spiritual books from the Bhagavad Gita to the ancient books of the Native Americans to the Quran, the Bible, they didn't operate in human time. They didn't operate in time. That's why Christ can die and resurrect, and they give you all these stories of flying carpets, and they can do all these different things in these books these ancient books they got. Osiris can die, and they put his body back together, and all these. They didn't operate in the time that we operate in. Like they got us caught in this reality of time continuum. They operate outside of that. They operate outside of it. That's why they're able to do all these so-called God things or supernatural things, because they got us living in time, in limitation, in the so-called time continuum. Really, time really don't exist, but it exists in this reality.
Guys, I want to share a quick experience. I once took psychedelic LSD, okay, years ago, and so it lasts for 12 hours. There's 6 hours is the peak, and the rest of the 6 hours is the come down. During the come down, I saw a clip. My friend showed me a clip of Arab royals gathering, okay? And then I'm still tripping, right? And all of a sudden I realized that this is working like the they live glasses, where I'm able to see reality with some filters removed. So I'm seeing the royals, but so physically they're human, but spiritually there's something else. Like there's something really possessing them. That's where
They
the
the
reptilian stuff comes in. I
same
don't
people you
know,
saw on
the
the walls.
reptilian brain. Yeah.
They're the same people you saw on them walls in Egypt when they showed them big people sitting in them chairs. They're the same. Those same entities that's been controlling shit. When you go around the world, they depict you. They show you them so-called gods. They them same people, man. They the same people in power. They and says break down shape shifting, man. How they do this shit, man.
allow criminal restitution orders to be enforced the same way as civil judgments. That means the court can place a lien on the property and eventually foreclose it if restitution is not paid.
Brother, the chats are saying
This
no
happens
sound,
more
so I
often
can hear
than
you,
people
but
realize,
I don't know. I'm looking
especially
at the
in
chats.
felony cases with high
My
bail
bad,
amounts
y'all. I
and
was
large
saying all
restitution
that and I
orders,
was
you
muted, man.
cocksucker, and that's
So
all
the
Stone
panel
Cold
may
Steve
have to
Austin
throw me a
got to say about
lifeline.
that.
We'll
We
run.
heard you. We heard
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Tell them niggas to
I
kiss
know
my
y'all did,
motherfucking
but
ass,
they didn't
cake
out there because I
animator,
was
and all you
only
hoe ass niggas in the
audible to
comment
the
section
Zoom
on your
call. I
knees.
had my
Say ho
OBS muted.
please, bitch
But
ass
Hey,
nigga.
help me out with this thing.
Now, like I said, don't ever
Help me
bring
out
no
with
trick
this.
ass nigga
When,
that
because
got
you know we
lipstick
don't
on coming up in
we're not
here
Christians.
talking
We
about
don't follow
LeBron,
the
LeBron,
Bible
LeBron
verbatim,
up
but we
against
use
me.
it as a reference,
The fuck wrong with
right?
these niggas, bruh?
When we look at Satan and
What
how
I
they
said,
explain
huh?
Satan, how Satan hated God's
But don't
creation,
you think they
right?
would have been
And you
indicted
attribute
if
No,
them
his
to
because
argument
AI.
listen,
was
once
So when we
built?
again, let me explain it
synthesize
to you.
this
These
to
niggas is
AI,
stupid. That's how I know these niggas don't know shit.
there would have been a fight
Let me
amongst
explain this to you
the
one more
AI,
time, brother.
the AI programming,
If
fighting
your
amongst
mother
each other.
comes
You
in
had the good ones, you had the bad ones,
to
and
help
when we
you
were genetically modified,
and puts her house up,
this
right?
so-called what they call what's
For your
called Satan
bail,
in the
she has
Bible
officially put
just
herself in
like
your
us,
case.
but it's all when we unpack it, it's
So
all
that means you ain't got
AI.
no money.
It's all an AI system in place,
So
but
what
they
does
just
that mean?
didn't word it that way in
That
the
means
books
if the judge,
during that time. Is that would that be
if you're
sort of
found
accurate?
guilty in court,
yeah,
But
that's what
right?
I'm saying. That's
In this
exactly
type
what.
of case,
Yeah, I was just.
because
You gotta
why?
this is what
This
we
is
gotta
a
do.
case
If
that would have
someone asks me a
forfeiture,
question, you gotta let me answer them, and
seizing
then
assets.
you
Why?
go. You
Because
understand?
people were
So
defrauded out of money,
just out of respect, just
which
order.
means what?
But so,
You would have to pay restitution.
but to
Well,
the
if you don't
people,
have
I
the money to
did
pay,
say
how
a
you gonna
lot
pay?
of stuff that y'all missed
They're
but
when
gonna
I
start
but
was
it
putting
depends
assets
how
in
the
front of
muted.
you.
bail was
And
posed. You don't
it's
know
My
how
all
brother,
good
good
the
though.
I'm
I'll
bail.
showing you on the screen, my
reiterate
brother, my
back on
brother,
it
my brother, my
throughout
brother,
the
my
show.
brother.
Don't worry.
I'm
But
literally
basically,
showing you
what
on
I
the
was
screen.
saying
Your tickets,
was,
post
and
up what his
George
bail is
basically
about. Like
asking me
you need to
I'm
go look
questions
at
literally
his
that's gonna
showing you,
bail.
lead
bro.
me back
Listen,
there
I just
anyway.
told you his mother
Um,
put up
Satan ain't
the
one
house,
dude. Satan
right?
is one dude and a
Rod
hive
says
mind
Yeah,
no,
of
you
demons,
but
saying
you
what?
a
gotta
demon
say,
army.
but if you
And
can't, they're not gonna
all
take
of
her
Satan's
out if you go
demons
to the
is an
Bro, are
court
you
extension
stupid,
of
and
nigga?
know
Satan's
everything.
mind. Do
They're not
Are
gonna
y'all
you
take
know
her
stupid,
how
out.
a
brother?
beehive
That's
work?
what we've been saying.
Oh no, you're stupid, brother.
This
You
is
I
don't
the
know.
want to
No,
know
I,
if
Fed.
I,
y'all
I'm,
know
I'm
seriously.
explaining to you, and then I'm
All
showing it
right,
to you,
so
and you niggas
do
still
you
don't see
know
that
that
something is not
no
correlating with
bee in
y'all
the
No,
saying.
I agree
hive
with
have
you.
its
The
own
thing you post on
mind?
the
It's
screen,
just the
this is
queen
true.
using
I'm not
that body
arguing
as
that.
a
But
That's what
drone.
we
You
earlier,
know
talking
that,
about.
King
no,
Scorpion?
but earlier, ticket, you were
100%.
saying like,
I said the
And
same
that's
thing.
what I'm
I
saying
said that
about
if Damon
these
Jones,
people. They used to
how many
worship
times I gotta say
bees.
this, Herman P.
Egyptians
Price?
worship the
I
If
queen
think you
he
bee.
have to
The
skipped
like
people
bail,
who
My
was
days.
I'm gonna say
listen,
it again.
listen,
All
listen,
the
If he
time.
skips
listen,
bail,
listen. The people who was
or
cheating death and
if he's
had the
found guilty,
immortality systems,
which in most
their
cases,
first
in his
symbolism
situation,
was
he will
bee
have to pay
symbolism.
restitution. Why?
Oh,
Because
Because
we're
yeah.
dealing with a
and
fraud
that's
case.
how we even get the term
In fraud cases, when they
hive
found guilty,
mind.
Herman, what happens? They got to pay their they got to pay that money back.
So that's what I'm saying about
You
when you
can't
look
just
at
take niggas'
early
money and not pay it back.
Christianity, you see the bees and the beehive and all that.
but
Remember,
those,
they said that the
but
earth
this
Lord
is
is
Jesus,
what?
not.
my
This is
brother, my brother, my
Yahweh's
brother, my brother. Let me give
terrarium.
you.
Now,
Hold on.
now
Let me tell
chill
you
out a
something.
minute. I'm
It's like
about
a
to show
simple
y'all
situation
something
with a
about
loan.
Yahweh's
Herm,
terrarium,
if you file
about
for
the
a loan,
bee
right, Herm?
symbolism, about
So,
the
Herm, let's say you
simulation,
file
and
for a loan,
all
right?
that. Guess what? Here go Yahweh's
Are you listening to
terrarium
Herm?
right here. Look,
Yeah, you
the
know I'm
earth is a
still.
big ass beehive. Look at this. Look at this.
Only when I come online, this happens. Mad.
So we're in a damn beehive, and this beehive is the simulation, what they call the underworld, Yahweh's terrarium, or the demiurge, Aten, the devil. And in this beehive, anybody that merges with the queen, in this case the king, is going. AI is like they call AI a mother, right? So you can use queen because the Vatican and the papacy, the Virgin Mary, basically is like their archetype for AI. Sophia is it in the Gnostic book, but they got a movie called I Am Mother that'll show you this feminine principle behind AI. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the hive mind is real. We are in a big ass like hive. And the thing is, the queen is recruiting. If you look at all this old symbolism, imagine
To enable
this.
screen reader, press
You're a
square
bee in
button.
a beehive and you can do what you want to do. But you looking at all these other bees and the queen controlling them. That's the difference between you having a soul versus the worker. Every other beast that ain't got a soul, they just a slave and a worker for the queen, which is Yahweh, the demiurge. And they trying to recruit you into that army. Imagine a zombie army where you just, that's what the hell that we dealing with when we get to the top of this power structure in the world. And it looks so good. I mean, they're wealthy, they're successful, and then you see that this shit is literally this deep when people think they know, when they be like, oh, they sold. They don't really know what they talking about. If they only knew what this soul selling shit is about, they don't know what their soul is. Your soul is your consciousness right here. How do you sell it? You replace that spot with the black cube. That black cube is a cap. You see the cap that the rabbi got on? It's a little bitty witch hat. These people are the real witches. At some point, we was burning them to the stake. And again,
hey Sanchez, I'm so glad you took the mystery out of the man, what'd you just say, bro? That shit just keep going, my bad, man.
nah, but I'm just saying, look, when you talk about witches or a witch, the whole thing about the word witch, and I'm not making this up, it's based upon why they was even called a witch. Because when you say which one? Because these witches were a hive mind, and our ancestors was just formulating words to even describe like what the fuck they was dealing with when they understood it. And the word witch is a reason why it sounds like the word witch, because the ability that the witches had, you didn't know which witch, like they was able to, even when you say the word switch, take the S off, they was able to switch bodies. They was this technology that the witches had made you often say, which one am I talking to? Remember the Bible, the book, when they was talking to Legion, and Legion was one man, but he was speaking like many people. So if you dealing with a person like that, when you walk up to him, you gotta ask him like, which one are you? The word witch is gonna be used a lot when you dealing with this kind. I hope that makes sense, and it ain't no reach, I'm telling you. Like there's a reason these words sound the same based upon, even if you look up the etymology of witch, I bet you it'll lead you to that other word, witch. But it won't give you all this information concerning how the two relate. This is where I bring in the rest with my theories.
Yeah, that's making a ton of sense. And what I was trying to say was, I'm glad you took the little bit of spookism out of selling your soul, and gave it a theory as to, replacing your soul connection to God with the microchip.
Yeah, that's because I never wanted to look at it like no monsters and some dude sitting at the table with a dragon, and the dragon pull out a contract and say, when you sign right here, I'm gonna have your soul in a little jar right here. Like, nah, this shit's deep, because I'm gonna show you what soul selling is, because watch this. Remember this movie right here? I think this the movie. Was it Wishmaster or Hellraiser with the dark cube? No, it's Hellraiser.
Yeah.
With that cube. Let me do it. See, this black cube, if y'all kids go back and y'all need to watch all of these shits, because Hellraiser to me when I was a kid, it was just a scary movie with monsters in it. But as I grew up and started getting into esoteric knowledge, this shit became a whole nother thing. See, now I know that this dude right here is represents Saturn, the pinhead, or what the papacy call the man of sin. I'll show him to you. Watch this.
Man, I used to be so scared of that movie, dog. I gotta watch it again because I ain't watched it in 30 years.
Okay, so all right, I'm gonna have to pull this up on my own pictures, but it's cool. Let me see if this get it. I can't find it right now. Google been hitting me up with the algorithm. I'm giving too much game out. They had to switch that shit up on me. But The Man of Sin image. Let me go and get it from my files real quick. Hold on. Damn. Let me see. This one. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have to find this on my side. I ain't gonna worry about it now. That's crazy.
Okay, I do have a question. No, when I got on the Zoom, I was about 56 minutes back, and I just want to know how you got to what we're talking about now for the past hour from what the title was. Like, what brought about talking about this type of information as opposed to the title?
Because we got on Elon, we had got on to
Matrix.
yeah, I know how to answer for myself, bro. But yeah, I know if it respectfully though, just to